Well, hello there, guys. Welcome to our Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon stream. We're going to give people a few minutes to get in here to the stream, and then we will, of course, get started as we usually do. We're going to give to the stream.
Welcome to Twitch.
Welcome once again, guys. If you guys are just joining us, we're just waiting a few more minutes, and then we will jump onto the stream. We just want to wait for a few people to jump in here, and we shall get started. Hey, how's it going, Wable? Good to see you, man. Okay, guys, I think we can go ahead and get started. First of all, I want to thank everybody on Twitch and on YouTube that have stopped by to watch us today. We will be playing some Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. Hello, Alexandro. How you doing? And Pixel, good to see both of you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with either a campaign or a scenario. The scenarios in this game are quite exceptional, so are the campaigns. Now, I think what I'll do is just let you get a look at the campaigns. Now, obviously, some of these campaigns do require you to purchase DLC. Anything that has this skull with sort of wings on it, essentially the sign of, what is this, the Space Marines? Somebody's got to tell me. Again, my 40k knowledge is limited. But this comes with the base game, essentially. And of course, we've got Vulcan's Wrath, which allows you to play as the Salamanders. The Angels of Death, which of course lets you play as the Blood Angels, and the Glory of Makraj, which lets you play as the incredible Ultra Marines. Now, Muso is going to let you guys know about some of the changes we have. This is, of course, an update. Well, I should say today we're doing an update to Armageddon, and it's actually a user-made update. So it's not even from the company itself. It's actually a user who really loved the game and decided to add a lot of stuff to it, including a few new vehicles, which is quite fascinating. So I'm going to go back to the menu, and I think actually what I'm going to be jumping into, the campaign I'm going to jump into, we'll decide whether or not we want to do a scenario after, is the Battle for Golgotha. In which we play as Commissar Yarrick, 34 years to track down the Beast of Armageddon. His location is on the orc-infested world of Golgotha. Take command of a company of Meridian Iron Guard infantry and join Yarrick in his quest to destroy the orc menace once and for all. Now, there's a few reasons that I'm going to try or start with this campaign. I do want to let you guys know that this is a DLC campaign. This is something you need to actually purchase for Armageddon. But the reason we're releasing this is we're going to be releasing for another one of our games, Sanctus Reach, another 40k game, but of course not the same one as we're playing here today. We're going to be coming out with a Sons of Cadia expansion very soon, and that's going to allow you to play as Ultramarines, Commissars, all this beautiful stuff. So I figure, why not? Let's go ahead and play one of the Ultramarine expansions for Armageddon. So let's see. I'm going to keep this on normal. Again, I have played the game plenty of times, but it's been a while. So let's go ahead and name ourselves. I'm going to go ahead and take the first 5 letters I see on the stream. WP. I was hoping I could make these larger. We'll just say WPMSA. Wapimsa. Wonderful. So let's proceed. Colonel Helm, prepare your men. After 34 years, we have the Beast of Armageddon in our clutches. Gashgul Thraka will not escape me this time. Helm, I'm charging you with the Advanced Landing Force. You need to secure the drop site, a mountain plateau known as Hadron, although the orc filth will have called it something else. Once the plateau is scoured of Xenos, it will be a highly defensible location for an operational base on Golgotha's surface. While I marshal the greater forces of the Astra Militarum onto devourer dropships of planetfall, I expect you to prepare the Hadron Plateau in the south. Purgative orcs, and be quick, for I don't want to give Thraka any margin for advantage. Do not disappoint me, Colonel. Alright, there we go. Well, thank you, Pixel. This guy's got like a totally different voice. Oh, you heard the Commissar Commander? No, but I'm sure he's actually quite normal. You heard the Commissar Commander whips. Let's get to it. I like our name. It's more poorly thought out than any orc name imaginable. So we must control both of our landing sites at the end of the mission. You, the company commander, must survive, and you must not lose more than 4 of your units. Damn, that's tough. Really tough, actually, especially since I'm not sure what to expect during this campaign. Now, we know we need to take this orc camp. Pretty sure we need to take this. Then again, the only orders we've been given is to hold our landing position. So this is like that old game you guys, I'm sure, did in elementary school where the teacher asks you to write your name and then proceeds to give you a bunch of instructions, and you know, all of a sudden she goes, you know, all right, everybody turn in your papers, and, you know, certain people didn't write their name down, certain people didn't do this, certain people didn't do that. When you're given objectives in this game, you definitely want to pay attention. So, as far as I can tell, the objective here is defensive. It's a defensive one. I can't see anything else that would suggest otherwise, so we're going to defend these areas. I will send out some units just to go ahead and scout to spot where the enemy's coming from, but as far as I can understand, we're just supposed to hold down these areas. Let's get the beautiful guy moved here. Here we go, and we'll end the turn. First, let me see. I could purchase some units, no doubt about that, but I think I want to go ahead and... Oh, sorry about that. I think I want to go ahead and end the turn here. Let's do that. Alright. Make sure I'm understanding everything properly here. And by the way, if you click right here, you can take a look just by pressing tab at the strategic map. Of course, you get a close-up view. You could zoom out. You could zoom right back in. The camera is totally under your control, of course. Hold both landings in one orc camp. Okay, so we do need to hold one orc camp. I'm going to go for this one over here. Now, honestly, we should be trying to take it with our Mordian infantry, basically our commissars. But I think that realistically it's going to take a little longer, so we'll start moving forward with the rest of our guys here. So we're already going to start moving forward here, and we're going for this camp up here. I'm sure there's going to be some enemy defenses. I'm going to leave the mortar behind because I think he can be pretty useful, and we'll move forward with our Ogryn squad. Again, these aren't really humans, sort of a mutated form of humans, but they are loyal to the Emperor. That's what really matters. Alright, let's see. So move these guys forward. And I might try to move one of the units at least from this squad over there. But remember, we're going to have to keep these guys back to hold this position. And as far as I can tell, the orcs are not going to be able to get into this area without crossing this tiny land bridge here. Otherwise, I think we're going to be okay. Thank you, Cheeto. We can do that. Go ahead and lower some of the sound effects. There we go. That should be better. Okay, here we go, and... you gave up because it was too hard. I will admit, there are challenging missions, and we're actually playing one of the hardest campaigns. I would say that the initial Imperial Guard campaign is not too bad at all. But obviously, as you keep playing throughout the game, yes, things do get tough. And look at that, we've spotted our first group of orcs. I'm going to be using my Sentinel Armageddon here to open fire. And we actually took out 4 of them. I'm really not a fan of the Sentinels. I mean, I know these things in 40k are generally considered sort of like the AT-ATs, or is it the AT-STs of 40k, but they just don't do a lot of damage. I mean, as far as I can tell, the only thing they're good at is scouting. They can't even do very well against groups of orcs. So that's pretty cool we got the Sentinel, but my main concern is getting the rest of our guys over there. As you can see, each unit has a beautifully hand-painted, well, not hand-painted, digitally painted rendering of each of these units, and also gives you a battle history. So if you go through a campaign, you can actually see how many men your units have killed, how many times they've been, hurt, or how many times they fired a particular weapon. It'd be really fun. Pew, 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 says Pixel. Indeed. That's one way of putting it. I'm going to keep moving this guy. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to put him on this bridge. Sure enough, there's some enemies approaching. And I want to see... Alright, we're going to end our turn. Digitally painted with hands. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point for both of you guys. There were hands somewhere in the production phase. I love it, guys. Whenever I make a silly comment, you're always here to bail me out. And that's why I love you guys. That and the fact that you guys watch this, this also helps. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Pixel. Definitely. They definitely carry over and build their own battle history. In fact, we can go ahead and rename units. So why don't we get some of you guys in here? What do you think? I think this is good. Well, tell us how to use them right first, Phoenix Rising. We need that feedback. All right, so I think the first one here we're going to name Damien. So let's call this Damien's Brigade. Try to get all your guys' names in here. And since Yukiwo, sorry, not Yukiwo, since First Phoenix Rising was mentioning, okay, Damien wants Mr. Puppet Squad, we can do that too. But since he mentioned that he liked that creature that I can't stand. It's not a creature, it's actually a piece of machinery, but this is the Armageddon Sentinel. I'm going to name this one First Phoenix Rising. So this will be called Phoenix Rising's Sentinel. And it looks like Pixel wants Pixel's Orc Smashers. I like that one. We'll give you a tank name, so we're going to call you Pixel's Orc Smashers. Now, the only thing you guys don't get, you don't get to select specifically what unit you take, just because it's going to take way too long. Don't rush them forward. Just keep them for vision. Okay, I could see that, actually. Actually, Phoenix Rising makes a good point. I think because they are great at scouting, so keeping them sort of behind your army to sort of see what's ahead of you would be pretty cool. We've got Demon Vave here. I'm going to rename one of the units after him. So let's call it Demon Vaves. Huh. Demon Waves. I see what you did there. Very clever. Demon Waves. Suicide Squad. Alright, here we go. So we'll keep on moving, and we're still moving towards that objective, of course. And once again, if you want to be added, if you want to have your name in the game, let me know, and we will add it, guys. We're also bringing our Rattling Snipers forward. I love this unit. It can really shoot quite a lot, especially if it's in a building. It gets some excellent elevation. Oh, provided by the creators. See, we get assistance all throughout the game from really, really helpful people in the chat, and I mean this sincerely. If it wasn't for you guys, I would lose every game I played. I didn't know the creators provided cover, but we can actually see here 25%, and over here on the Wasteland, no cover. And where you guys want to look is in the lower right corner, so I can totally see what First Phoenix Rising is talking about here. And we're going to go ahead and move this up. They can't be in the game, but they can certainly be part of this campaign. I mean, we'll rename you, of course. And let's get our commissars out. I think Mordians are commissars in training, but again, my knowledge of 40k is extremely limited. So if somebody wants to clear that up for me and let me know what exactly Mordians are used for, let me know. Let's go ahead and fire here. But I'm thinking they have to have some sort of special, special place in the Imperial Guard. And let's take for Yukiwo. So we're going to go ahead and name the Ogren Squad after Yukiwo. So we'll call it Yukiwo's... Well, what would you like to call it, Yukiwo? Everybody's knowledge of it is limited. I think it's because there's just so much. Let's call them Yukiwo's Madmen. They are Ogren, so the Ogren aren't known for being particularly intelligent, but they're very good in combat. They're strong. They know how to shoot. That's about all you really need in this situation. Let's end the turn. I'm glad. So he liked that. That's very cool. We've got a lot of orcs approaching. I told you this was going to be a tough fight. I actually have one of them, Alexandro, from way back when I was a little tyke. I have a codex, one of those big codexes that has all of the codexes inside and all of the information in there, the stories, the pictures. It was always just so fascinating to me. So this is interesting. I'm seeing a little red mark appear next to this unit. I'm not sure what that means. One thing I know for sure, though, is that we would do very poorly in this fight. So I'm actually going to pull back. And hello, thank you for following us, Demon Wave. Let's open fire here on this unit. Only because I think we can get quite a lot of damage out on this guy. But we've got some serious units here, some shooter boys. And First Phoenix Rising mentioned to keep these guys behind. I think that was a good suggestion. So we're going to pull the Phoenix Rising Sentinel Squad back. And we're going to try to use these units to take out the approaching orcs. Now look at that. Mortar fire. I think we got a pretty good hit there, and we might be able to finish them off with our rattling snipers. But, you know what? We can already get a shot here at the Ard boys with sluggers. And that was not very effective. We're pretty much at a huge distance. There we go. Pixel's Orc Smasher smashing orcs. Very good job, Pixel. And I'm actually going to move the Ogrins forward. The Ogrins are pretty good at close combat. And, you know, once again, they're big and strong. Not very smart, though. So let's go ahead and destroy that unit. Thank you for following us, Yukiwo. Also, don't forget to follow our YouTube channels, guys. That's always a huge help. If you like us here, you'll definitely like us there. If you could put those down below, I'd greatly appreciate it. Move the mortar onto the grass plant next to your other infantry. I like that idea. Right here. Very cool. I'm liking it, man. First Phoenix Rising is giving some awesome advice here. And basically just, you know, teaching us to use cover. Cover is very important in this game, and I am not using it nearly as much as I should. This tank into cover. This tank's going to be out in the open for a little bit. All right, boys, open up. No one said it was going to be easy. Especially not this mission. This mission in particular is a tough one. Thank you, Muso. Make sure to subscribe to us there as well, guys. I'm going to keep hitting this unit. It looks like they definitely refreshed this unit. Yuki was saying, I wonder, are those numbers damage calculations representative close to the tabletop games? I wouldn't know. That's a great question. It's a really great question. I really wouldn't know. And I did used to play Warhammer 40k tabletop, but it's been a really long time since I've had the codex or anything like that. I would say as far as, like, for instance, firing at Gretchen and stuff like that, it's very accurate. And to a lesser degree, firing at these, like, larger, tougher units, like the Ard boys with sluggas, is also pretty accurate, if I'm not mistaken. So First Phoenix Rising is saying if you have the mortar directly next to a unit, any unit that attacks that unit also gets shot by the mortar. Oh, that is awesome. Okay, very cool. I'm liking that. I think we've moved everything we can. We can still move these guys out. But I think they're doing fine for now, so we'll keep them here. And I really want to see how they fight. So I'm going to be sending one group of Mordian infantry out. And I might even move this Steel Legion infantry out as well. I think we can pretty much hold this position with just these guys. I hope I'm not overestimating them, but they seem to be pretty good fighters. Let's take a look at those Mordians. Man, they look cool. And once again, we're still trying to find out who the Mordians are exactly. I think, once again, that they're commissars in training. That's a total guess, and I really mean that. It is a total guess. Let's go ahead and end the turn. That's a good point, and that was just proven by Phoenix. Yeah, I think we're going to lose those snipers. We could purchase some more units, and I'll probably buy some more rattling snipers. Phoenix was not kidding. They just got eaten by the Ard boys. All right, back to the Imperial Guard, guys. So, do want to get this unit closer. Let's fire once again with the Sentinel here. And this is Phoenix Rising. I'm going to have him target this unit. Actually, we could take out a lot of these Ard boys with our Ogryn squad, but we're going to take a lot of losses as well. So I think first thing I'm going to do is try to soften them up a bit. Ah, thank you. So First Phoenix Rising is saying, for the Mordians, they come from a tidally locked world, often fought by chaos, an elite Imperial Guard squad. Very cool. So I guess for you, Phoenix, and this is really for my own, I'm curious about this myself. Where do commissars come from? I mean, how does one become a commissar? You know, you're a regular Imperial Guard. Are you approached because of your level of loyalty? Because the whole reason I thought these guys were commissars is just the way they look. They look vicious. Let's go ahead and pop some mortars off. Once again, I'm trying to hurt this damage. I'm trying to damage this unit as much as possible. And now I'm going to attack with my beautiful Ogryn Yakivov's Madmen. Pretty good, pretty good. You get a commissar when you didn't die for long enough. That's a great one. I like that way of looking at stuff. So, if you didn't die long enough, you become a commissar. That sounds very much like what an Imperial Guard would say in that particular situation. And there we go, burning them up with Pixel's Orc Smashers. They've already smashed 2 groups of orcs. I'm going to flank the enemy unit. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea, because now we've got some more Ard boys back here. Actually, these are Nobs, which is essentially an orc way of saying nobility, or the nobles of the orc class. But I'm not sure how important nobles are to orcs. They might not give a damn. You're probably going to get killed just as easily, whether you're a noble or not, in orc society. If you piss off the wrong person. So I think we're set up as best as we can. We might need some reinforcements, believe it or not. I didn't think so at first, but maybe it was a good idea that we brought over these Mordians. Let's end the turn. Alright, they're attacking our Sentinels. There we go, some more reinforcements. Yes, bigger and badder than the normal boys, says Demon Ways. Absolutely. We're still waiting for the enemy to advance. I'll pull back a bit, so I'm going to pull back here. Let's get some of our men over here on the cover zones. Now, it looks like not every position is going to be able to give us cover, but I'll do our absolute best. And we'll move the tank up here. And actually, it looks like we're going to open fire at one of these units. I'm definitely going to open fire at the Storm Boys. So Storm Boys have little jetpacks on their back. Not as good as the human jetpacks, or maybe they scavenge them off humans. I'm not sure. Steel Legion squad went down, yes. Oh, Demon Wave saw Burner Boys. Be careful, he says. Yeah, we've also got some Ard Boys with shooters. We're ready for you. At least I think we are. Mortar fire. I want to try to make this mortar fire as effective as I can, so try to get this guy. We'll open fire on... Damn! Ard boys with Sluggas are tough, man. Even our Ogryn squad's going to be badly damaged in this fight, but we're going to go for it. I think it's essential that we take these guys out. Open fire. And let's see how our Mordians do. I don't want to get up close and personal. I just want to sort of stay here. Again, not very well. Fire with the tank as well, but I have to say, this unit is tough, man. Like, really tough. Let's go ahead and... I'm actually going to use Phoenix Rising Squad on one of these other units that can't really hurt us. Just trying to lower their presence on the battlefield, put it that way. Straight copy-paste. Commissars are orphans of parents who were killed serving the Imperium in one of the other Imperial military forces or Adepta. Wow. Who were educated within the Ecclesiarchy's special orphanage schools, the Schola Progenium, and selected from among those who show fearless faith in their Emperor. Wow. Thank you, First Phoenix Rising. That is awesome. focus the heavy bolter. There is a heavy bolter. I see those shooter boys over here. We've got this Pixels Orc Smashers. I'm going to move him back. Oh dear. I see the big shooter. A bit too late now for me to focus. One thing we might be able to do, and it depends on the, of course, the mission you're playing. We're going to go ahead and see if we can buy some Mordian infantry. We might not be able to, especially in this battle. So I don't think we can, and we're also not supposed to lose more than 3 of our actual starting men, which I think only refers to the Mordians. I hope it does, to get a victory here. This is the last campaign, and remember, these campaigns are each very, very long. You can unlock more and more campaigns by purchasing DLC, etc. This is one of the DLC campaigns and easily one of the hardest ones. Don't forget also, guys, later on today, not right now, but later on today, we are going to have a sale on the Armageddon series, the entire thing. So if this is your thing, you're going to absolutely love it. Not to mention that very, very soon, for another 40K game which we create, Sanctus Reach, we are going to be releasing the Sons of Cadia expansion, which will allow you to play with the Astra Militarum, also known as the Imperial Guard. So let's go ahead and end the turn here. I hope this is going to go well. Things are getting a lot tougher, a lot faster than I expected. Oh, it took me 3 attempts to get past this after I first downloaded it. Thanks, Phoenix Rising. So we probably won't be winning this battle, my friends. We did take probably the toughest campaign in the game. Wow, look at how well those guys fought back, though. Like, at least on a defensive, and admittedly, they are in cover, as Phoenix suggested, but those guys took some damage and managed to hold their ground. I mean, gotta give them some respect for that. I think what I'm gonna do is take the Sentinel here, because I don't really value the damage output of the Sentinel, and see if I can't destroy these guys first. Doesn't look like that's gonna happen. That's okay. Let's stay right where we are. I'm not gonna take the bait. I'm gonna stay back here, and I'm gonna open fire at the Weird Boys. Oh, it's the Weird Boys. And these also make a feature in our other game. Particularly Big Red, one of the best-known Weird Boys. Of course, the Weird Boys are basically mages. I mean, there's no other way to put it. They're mages for the orcs. You know, the orcs do believe in magic, and oddly enough, the orc magic works. I remember somebody telling me something along the lines of, if an orc thinks a machine will work, it will work. I don't know how that works, but it makes enough sense to me. I was playing through the DLCs. I left off on the Salamanders DLC so far. We might take a look at the Salamanders DLC after this Demon Wave. Unless we survive, in which case we'll continue. I think first things first, I want to damage these guys. But I also want to kill these guys. There we go. We're going for the big shooters this time. First Phoenix is saying Sentinels are really good at causing damage to some of the heavier tanks too. I didn't realize that. So my experience with Sentinels has been pretty piss poor. That's just me. But I think I'm learning some from guys like Phoenix Rising giving me the advice. Definitely makes sense now to use them just purely as a scout unit, and obviously bring them into combat when necessary. But they do pretty well as a scout unit. They allow us to get a much greater view of the field in front of us, and I think that's valuable. In terms of, you know, would I take these guys if I had to choose from 5 units? Probably not. But I see that they have their uses for sure. I can understand that much. Let's move these mortars. Let's actually just fire. How about that? I don't know if we should move forward with the mortars. We could get into cover here, but then we're going to be right next to the enemy. We're already in decent cover, so let's pop some mortars here on the Nobs, also known as the Nobles. And we're going to put these guys right here. We're going to put these guys in cover. And in cover, it looks like they're just peeking out over the side of that crater. We're actually going to be able to get some pretty good shots at the Ardboys with Sluggas. Now, usually, if you're going up against Ardboys with Sluggas with just a Steel Legion infantry squad, you're going to get hit pretty bad. But since we took First Phoenix's advice and went into the cover area, we actually came out pretty well on this thing. Let's see what else we can do damage to. We could hit the Ard boys again, or we could go for the Nobs. We're gonna lose some Gretchens though, or excuse me, some Ogrins. So I hope this is worth it. And if we survive this, I will run away with the Ogrins. And next turn, I'm gonna go ahead and try and get them some reinforcements. I like that choice, Phoenix. I think that's interesting choice, to say the least. I think I would replace the Sentinel with maybe one of these Mordian infantry squads. I'm liking them a lot. Okay, I think we've done everything we can. We're just going to stay put. Not going to push these guys. Not going to lull them into a fight. If they don't show up, they don't show up. Fair enough. I'm just not moving forward to attack them at any point. Going to wait at the intersection and open fire at anything we can see. Look at that defense. Pretty damn good. Yes, your Ogrins are in trouble, Yukiwo. I see what you guys are saying. Okay, okay. So, we're going to have to somehow work this out. Yeah, that makes sense. You would need the Sentinel for the Basilisk. Let me see what we can do here. And these guys might be in cover here. I think they are. Yeah, they're definitely in cover. We're going to try to pop them out of their holes here. See what I did there. And let's fire at the shooter boys. Now remember, while all this is going on, we're supposed to be trying to take this Orc camp. And, you know, you guys can see the work it's taking just to get there, just to destroy the enemies in front of us. We've got to start moving. For the Ogrins, I'm going to go ahead and click this right here. Get them some replacements. And that's going to put them back up to 20, which is going to be very helpful. That was a bit shady on my part. Burn them out of their holes. They're still alive. The Hellhound is better the closer it is. So that makes sense. Okay, understood. And again, we're on a delay here. I do apologize that. So yeah, we're going to have to do that with the Hellhound. So the closer it is. So this Hellhound is going to be able to do a ton of damage here. You could pretty much wipe out the Weird Boys, but I'm actually more concerned right now with the Ard Boys and with the Storm Boys. So I think I'm going to actually fire at the Ard Boys. I can see as well why they would be more effective closer, because they've got that flamethrower on them. Very neat. I think these beautiful Mordian infantry can execute the Weird Boys. Let's execute them. Rest them after they're reinforced. Why would we arrest them? I mean, we'll absolutely follow what you say, but I just want to know tactically why that would be necessary. Fire. Not bad. Not bad. But again, not sure if we have enough to break through and completely win. Wow, rest them for 2 turns to make them more fast. I don't know if we have 2 turns. Well, we kind of do, but you can see the enemy's got so much here to hold us off. This is going to be tough. Oh, some of our Mordians are getting hit pretty hard now. So I want to probably go ahead and pull back and rest and refit this Mordian unit. Hold on. So we can't move and rest and refit. Let's go ahead and head here. So we're going to rest just as suggested. I'm going to go ahead and rest and refit the Ogren squad once again. Oh, command squads help with morale too. That does make sense. Let's go ahead, pop these guys. Wow, they're still alive. And as suggested, we're going to go ahead and rest the Hellhound. I wish we could move faster, but it's not that kind of campaign. You know, in other campaigns, believe it or not, especially when you're starting off with your first campaigns in this game, the Imperial Guard campaigns, you can really just like a rocket. You can attack the enemy, you can blitz them, you can do amazing things. But with this campaign and with some of the tougher campaigns, you have got to be careful. You really do. There's no other way about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You've got to be careful. And you'll make mistakes. You definitely will make mistakes. Even First Phoenix Rising here, who obviously is a very, very proficient player at the game, mentioned that with this mission, he lost the first 2 times he tried. Okay, let's see. I always pull back and heal and then rest wounded units. Don't rest close. You don't get the best out of the reinforcement. Yeah, that totally makes sense. And I think, I know that just from playing games like Panzer Corps and stuff, like we pulled back. That's why I wanted to pull these Mordians back over here. I know that resting next to the enemy, you're not going to get as many men in, which is unfortunate, but it's the way things are. I'm going to have to go help my boys out. So I'm going to go ahead and open fire here on this tiny, tiny Gretchen squad. Might not seem too dangerous now, but actually it's not too dangerous compared with the ARB boys with Sluggas, but we're right next to it with our wonderful Pixels Orc Smashers Hellhound, so we're going to do more damage. Let's use that flamethrower. Nice. Pull them back to the crater and reinforce there. That does seem like a good suggestion. We've got a hell of a lot of enemies to deal with here, though, guys. Commandos. Let's kill the commandos. Just going to try to load as much damage as I can into the enemy here. Ah, Gretchens are dangerous in melee. Yeah, that makes sense because of the large numbers. Turn 9 of 15. Oh man, look at how many orcs. No, that's it. We lost. Too many losses. Oh, that's too bad. All right, well, we're going to proceed, guys. And actually, a lot of people... And actually, Yukiwo has an interesting question. Is flanking a thing here? I always try to flank. I think it would make a difference. I might be wrong. Flanking, for instance, doesn't necessarily make a difference in games like Panzer Corps, which is a game that this game was kind of... I don't want to say totally modeled after, but it's very similar. So Phoenix is saying not really, which makes sense. Kind of the same in Panzer Corps. I do it anyway so that I can see what units are behind the enemy, etc. But let's take a look at another battle. So the campaign we just tried was the Battle for Golgotha. As you can see, this is the last one. Now, somebody mentioned that they were going to play the Salamander campaign. That's Vulcan's Wrath. And depending on your favorite Space Marine squadron, or your favorite Space Marine faction, I guess would be a better way of putting it, there's 3 possibilities. There's Vulcan's Wrath, which is the Salamanders. There's the Blood Angels in the Angels of Death campaign. And there's the Ultramarines in the Glory of Makraj campaign. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into a scenario. And we've got some interesting stuff here. You can see, look at the amount of scenario missions. I mean, I feel like I can never stop. And we're definitely trying some of the tougher scenario missions. So I'm going to try the Liberation of Hive Tempestora. In general, you know, we would take an easy-to-do campaign or an easy-to-do mission, but I'm taking this one. I want to see what the Hive is like and hopefully break through it. For Russ and the Old Father! Oh, you triggered me, First Phoenix. Well done. All right, let's see here. So look at this, man. Oh, this is cool. We've got an entire group of Ultramarines, or excuse me, of Blood Angels, shame on me. And over here on the right, we've got some Imperial Guard as well as some really interesting units here. A War-bound Scout Titan. Scouts should never be this large. It just shouldn't happen. Let's take a look here at the info. Capture all 5 victory hexes. We've got 1 right there. We've got 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. I can already tell that this battle is going to be action-packed. Let's move our Titans forward first. Oh my goodness. Opening fire on the shooter boys. Look at all of those enemies, guys. Unbelievable. This is just one of the first orc camps. And they're already looking absolutely vicious. So we're going to have to take these guys, as far as I can understand, and we're going to go across here and take that camp. I don't want to have my entire army going that way, but I think a good portion of it is going to have to if we want to get a victory. Look at this. These almost look like stug tanks. And actually from here, these are artillery pieces. They're not stugs. We can fire at these units. So I'm going to go ahead and fire at the slugga boys. Oh, ho, ho. Is that a nuke? It certainly looks like one. If not a nuke, it looks very similar to a Moab, to a multiple ordnance aerial blast. Or sorry, it's multiple ordnance airburst. It looked like definitely some sort of airburst round, which is quite possible. I mean, the Imperium is not afraid to use extremely dangerous weapons to accomplish their goals. Let's go ahead and fire on this big gun, the Zap gun. So obviously that's going to be pretty useful against armor, so I want to take that thing out quickly. And let's keep moving the rest of these guys. That's right, the mother of all bombs. But the mother of all bombs is actually just a nickname. It's actually the acronym. In fact, we'll take a look right now. The acronym is, I believe it's multiple ordnance air burst. But let's see. Massive ordnance air blast, actually. So that's what it is, massive ordnance air blast. But yeah, mother of all bombs is the sort of how can I say it, the name that we all know it by. But for instance, this weapon, the Death Strike. I mean, right away, you know, the Imperium. You know, obviously the time of the Imperium. You know, in this alternate universe. There's no real such thing as political correctness. I mean, they're not hiding what this thing does. This is a Death Striker. You know, they're not calling this like an ordnance launcher. This is a Death Striker. I mean, you know what's coming for you when this thing shows up on the battlefield. And it's nothing pretty. It's nothing that you can look forward to and go like, oh yeah, that's, you know, these guys are friendly. No, they're not. Okay, let's move forward with our beautiful Predator Destructor. And I'm definitely going to come in here with our Assault Squad. I'm assuming the Assault Squad's going to do much better in close combat, and I think I'm right. And look at that Blood Angels Assault Squad. I think we're going to be able to wipe out this entire group of shooter boys. Look at that. Man, that would be scary. I mean, even if you're an orc, you might be a little scared there. Shadow Sword is a Titan killer, he says. Ah, it's a backronym. I like the way you were referred to that. Exactly, it is a backronym. Well said. Let's keep moving forward. And we've also got some beautiful Furioso Dreadnoughts. And I'm sorry, every time I see the Furioso Dreadnoughts, I think of Mad Max's Fury Road. Furiosa. I just can't get it out of my head. And truth be told, it's not even close to being my favorite Mad Max film. In fact, I think the only one that I might like less is Thunderdome. Everything else, pretty great stuff. Keep moving forward. Dreadnought is a close combat beast, says Demon Wave. Thank you, my friend. And I think we're going to name the company command here after First Phoenix. He's been pretty good at giving advice, as have you, Demon Wave. So I'm going to call this First Phoenix Command HQ. And again, if you want something named after you, just let us know in the comments down below. We'll make it happen. Whoa, did you guys hear that scream? That was creepy. All right, let's end the turn. I think we're definitely in a position in this battle where we can probably buy more units. We seem to have a lot of credits there, so we should be able to. Look at all of the enemies advancing. They're going to have a lot of enemies here. We're going to have a lot of enemies to face here, I should say. Okay. Sure. Morituri. I like that. All right, so Imperial Guard, Morituri. let's move that away. Some bitch still ain't dead. There we go. Now he's gone. Oh my gosh, what is this? A super cannon. Guys, I don't know if the super cannon is something we were looking forward to. Anytime super precedes something, you can be damn sure that it's going to be a big, big thing. So I'm not so happy about that. But let's get up close and personal here. So I want to actually ask for first Phoenix Rising and Demon Wave. Do you guys think it's better to focus on one unit and destroy it using multiple units, or do you guys think it's better to weaken 3 or 4 units at once? Let us know in the comments down below which you prefer and what you think actually works best in this sort of situation. So we've already got this beautiful Predator Annihilator here, and we're going to go ahead and attack instantly into this commando squad. And look at that, doesn't look like we're going to take any damage in return at all. Damien says that's just orc hyperbole. I like that. We're going to go ahead and open fire once again with the Predator Destructor. This is an upgraded Predator Destructor. I'm not sure what the upgrades are. I think it's the 2 heavy bolters. It could be the autocannon. In fact, I'm almost certain it's the 2 heavy bolters. So this thing has little machine gun attachments. Well, not little machine guns. Huge, massive machine guns that will rip your face off. And look at this. Our Dreadnought, Furioso Dreadnought, is going to go ahead and attack the commandos. And once again, we destroy an entire unit of commandos with one of our units. Okay, so focus on one unit. So I like your thought process, guys. That's generally what I do, is kind of try to like wipe out one unit at a time. But recently I've tried to kind of mix things up, and I'm not even talking about this game, but just similar turn-based games, where I try to like spread the damage out. And I've noticed that doesn't really work so well. So I like your idea. I think you guys have the right way of looking about it. So we're going to try to just basically damage the hell out of one unit as much as we can. Ah, I see tanks at the front with artillery behind. Okay, very cool. Now we are going to attack the Burner Boys. We're going to take some nasty hits because of it, for sure. And oh my gosh, look at this orc setup, guys. This is unbelievable. We've got super cannons back here. I wish we had some aerial units, and in fact, my wishes may be granted. We also have some Titans. Now these Titans, I'm not sure how many of these Titans, or if all the Titans are new. I do know that one of these Titans, or a few of these Titans, have been added with the new upgrade that we've done. So let me see if I can get a Valkyrie gunship. Sadly, we just don't have the purchasing power. It looks like we've got plenty of the requisition points, but I don't think we have enough glory, if I'm guessing that correctly. Kill them, boys. Move forward with the Venator. And once again, I'm going to take first advice here. Basically, staying out of the unit's range so I can't take any damage in return. Ah, you were taking more damage because they were getting cover. Ah, thank you. Cover fire from the Shoot 'em boys. That makes sense. I'm not happy with it, but it's the way things are. The way things have to be. We could actually wipe out this Burner Boy unit. Look at that. Just beautiful shots by the Terminator squad, and they're able to wipe them out. Now, once again, just like we had to do with these guys on the right, I think we're going to have to do the same with these guys on the left and cross this bridge. And sure enough, I should have guessed there was something there. We actually got a really good really good shot, or a really good shit, depending on how you look at that. If you like, that was the funniest slip-up of words I've ever had on this stream. We're going to move up here, and of course I'm going to start targeting the enemy here. So there's no way I can destroy the Gargant, but I can definitely destroy this Killicrusha for sure. So I'm going to go for the Killicrusha. We'll take this guy on. We're going to have to take him out eventually anyway, but we don't have to do it right this second. So let's keep moving forward. Here we go, keep moving forward. Not a problem, Muso, not at all, man. Muzo is the newest member of the Slytherin team here, so he's been doing a really awesome job with essentially keeping our streams running, keeping you guys entertained with the roulette, with sort of the new additions we've had to the stream. So a big round of applause for Muzo. He's done an awesome job, but he is very busy today, so I'm not sure how much of the stream he's going to be able to stay for, but obviously he always tries to stay as much as he can. Don't hold him against him if he's unable to. First things first, I'm going to get a shot off at the super cannon with this beautiful gun. Now, I don't know how dangerous the super cannon is, but just by looking at it here, just taking a look, I can tell that that thing is not going to be good. It's not going to be friendly when it hits me. So I'm going to keep moving forward with these artillery pieces. Hopefully we can get some more shots on the super cannon. If we can't, we can at least spread the damage out to the surrounding area. When is the next Field of Glory 2 stream? It's a good question, Pixel. Definitely soon. I could say that. I can't recall if it's tomorrow or Wednesday. Rest assured, we will have one very soon. I'm glad you're liking it. Again, another thing we don't want to do with Field of Glory 2 is show you guys so much that you end up thinking, I've seen enough, you know, I'm not going to get this. We want to tease you guys into buying the game. So, you know, we might not be doing Field of Glory 2 stream every day, but we do notice, believe me guys, we absolutely notice how much you guys are enjoying that game, and we're putting a lot of effort into making it the awesome, awesome game that you guys already know it is. Let's keep on moving around here. Yes, Gunez Duranzo. So it hasn't been, as far as I can tell, we checked it, me and my coworker checked it before the stream. The Baneblade had only 3 weapons. I think maybe we need to do an update. But there is a Baneblade, one of the additions, which will probably fix very soon. And maybe it was just I was using it on a wrong mission. The Baneblade will have 4 weapons. So as an example, like if we take a look at just this Land Raider Helios, just take a look at it. You can see here it's got 3 weapons, a whirlwind launcher, 2 las cannons, basically 4 las cannons, and a whirlwind launcher. Usually most vehicles do not have a 4th weapon. The Baneblade does with the new update, which is extremely, extremely tough. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us, my friend. All right, let's see. I think we moved just about everybody. And now to check who you've moved, you can always use this. And it looks like we still got this unit here. So I'm actually going to move them over here to the west. There seems to be a lot going on there, and I want to be a part of it. Oh, I think that land speeder's gone. Man, they definitely took out a bunch of us, and that's all those huge orc cannons, the super cannon. So they're definitely just as dangerous as I expected them to be. So Yuki, well, as far as I can understand, it depends. Like for instance, if I'm really close with the Predator and it's got a flamer attached, it's going to be able to use the flamer in an attack on the enemy troop. So I'm going to try to find an example here. Let's try to find a unit with a flamer. So if I fire from back here, I'm not going to get nearly as much damage as if I get up close and personal. You can see now it changed to 15, and that's because I'm using all of my weapons. And I think you saw 1, 2, 3 firing there, just to give you an idea of how that works. So it has to do with distance is one of the factors for sure. You know, the strength of the weapon, etc. But yes, definitely. Don't forget to pull back injured units to heal. A good suggestion. All right, so we're going to pull back the assault squad. The enemy's got some pretty good cover in these buildings, believe it or not. Not incredible because, well, we're Blood Angels, so we're awesome. But pretty damn good. And once again, there's that scream. We don't have Dark Elves around, do we? I mean, as far as I know, sure, the Orcs torture as well. And there's 1 gun gone. But to cause screams like that, that's kind of creepy. There we go. And once again, I'm just trying to take out their guns here. Okay, now you can add 4 weapons to all units, and they will be shown probably in the GUI. Thank you, Duranzo. Very awesome. So I'm wondering, would the Warbound Scout Titan be better at close range or long distance? What do you guys think? Because I'm going to trust you guys on this one. I want to move up there and kill that thing. We can see here, Plasma Blast Gun, a Mega Bolter. It's not just Space Marines versus Orcs. There's a number of different factions. There's the Space Marine Salamanders. There's the Imperial Guard. There's the what are the Cadians? Is the Cadians the guys that wear like jungle fatigues and they're still humans? A ton of different stuff. We could actually take a look if you want at those factions. Move to within 3. So this is about 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. I'm gonna do this. Catachans, that's the one. Although here, we can actually take a look at the campaign before the end of the stream. I'll show you what I'm talking about. The Catachans. Ooh, and that's exactly what First Phoenix was discussing. When you have either a machine gun unit or a mortar unit, when we attacked these guys right here, the Burner Boys, their friends, the Shooter Boys, actually shot back at us. Thank you so much, Tamias. He says, are those Marines? These are absolutely Marines. These are Blood Angels. We've also got some other kinds of Marines in the game, but for now we're dealing with Blood Angels. And actually, I didn't want to have to do this, but I might send these guys up close and personal. Flank the enemy, just to get an extra attack. I'm going to do the same with this assault squad, and just try to wipe them out entirely. So now we've got our land speeder. Fire. I think that's a unit destroyed. Get out of the way. Let's move forward with our ironclad dreadnought. So this is actually stronger than a regular dreadnought. I don't know how he's going to do against the Gargant, though, but let's fire. Not bad at all. The only issue is you've got a gun back here, and I'm pretty sure they're going to use that against us this upcoming turn. Let's see if we can get another shot on the Gargant. And he's actually, if you guys look beneath the 1, that's where you see the health meter of each individual unit. He's actually close to being destroyed. So we can definitely kill this guy eventually. But I think it's going to take us a little while. It's not going to be instantaneous. He's going to take a while to take this bastard down. Nope, undo. I really want to run away with the tank, and thankfully we can get out of here with the destroyer, just barely. So we'll be able to bring them some reinforcements. And I'm going to be moving 1st Phoenix Command forward, led by 1st Phoenix, after all. But I think perhaps moving so close could be a mistake, although if he takes out that gun, he's just performed an act of bravery worthy of the Empire. So I am putting him in a very dangerous spot. Klonsky says, close combat dreadnoughts are the best Space Marine weapon against Gargots if you have no Titans or Baneblade classes. Yes, absolutely. They're doing pretty good right now. I'm actually really surprised. Here we go. We can get another shot off here at the Shooter Boys, and anything to defend 1st Phoenix Command HQ. Should have melee the Shooter Boys. Ah, sorry, man. Well, I'm hoping we can improve things by bombing this position and hopefully keep you alive. Right now, that's my main goal, is keeping you alive. So right now, I'm just basically going through the units, making sure I moved everything. And once again, you can just press tab like this, take a look at the map from above. Kind of gives you a better idea of what's going on. I know, especially in a turn-based strategy game, you can't be paying attention all at once to everything that's going on. Things are changing so quickly. So I always have that tab button ready, just in case I want to have an extra look. And it looks like we're actually crossing the wrong bridge to get to that hex. So we might need to take another left turn. Did we just get into a fight with this guy for no reason? I don't think so. I think he probably would have faced us anyway. And we can actually still come back down through this bridge. We can capture this point up here and come down on the bridge and take that point as well. That's definitely a possibility. I'm primarily shooting this unit because I know we're not going to take much damage in return. And I think that's good enough. And turn. Oh, he's going to run away. That was cowardly. Oh my goodness, 2 shots. They're still offensive. Then again, that's not too surprising to me. Because they're orcs. They're, you know, even if the odds were 100% against them, they would still be attacking. That's just the way orcs are. Alright, let's take a look here. There's the Shadow Sword. You guys see the beautiful Shadow Sword? This is the additional vehicle here. We'll take a closer look for you guys. Look at that monster. What a beautiful, beautiful piece of machinery. I wish I had my own. I really wish I had my own. I tell you, driving in Milan would be super easy. Really, really easy. So we're going to move the Shadow Sword forward. We can actually get a shot with him right now. I think we're going to fire here at the knobs. They should be so lucky. Ooh, look at that thing. That cannon is a Titan killer, I think, story-wise. Yes, the beautiful Shadow Sword. There we go. A bunch of dead orc bodies on the field. Not for us to worry about, of course. Actually, I should have gone for the gun there. That was silly of me. Let's go for the gun. And there we go. We have the enemy completely surrounded at this point. And I think at this point, it's just a mopping up operation. I could have killed that unit, but I kind of wanted to spread the damage out. I don't want to take too much in return. Here we go. Yeah, let's try to get him. It's like a V1 rocket. These guys we're going to move back and reinforce. Of course, it's going to take a while to actually get them reinforcements. So we keep moving forward. Wow! What is up with the Devastator squad? The Devastators are incredible, guys. They just did a huge amount of damage. And I can see now they've all got some heavy bolter guns. Really looks quite vicious here. They did a lot of damage to the super cannon. Now I do want to hit the super cannon again, but I also want to chase that bastard that ran away from us and kill him. There he is. Come on. Oh, he's almost down too. He's so close. I mean, one more shot at this thing. Even if we had like a group of Gretchens that we somehow managed to get to work for us, they could destroy that thing with one shot. So I'm kind of annoyed that he keeps running away. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, come on. Wait a minute. Oh, no. He's still alive, and he actually destroyed our land speeder. Well, I learned a lesson, although he really is on his last legs. If you guys look at the Gargant on the right side, you can see that health meter, and it's just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. I I think the reason it didn't wipe out the whole hex, number one, they were in cover. Number two, you know, obviously you have to realize these units represent like a multitude of units. And so I think that and again, I haven't used the Shadow Sword before, but from what I understand, the Shadow Sword is probably best used against other armor, other enemy armor, other large enemy, you know, vehicles, units, whatever. But I think that was pretty good, nonetheless. And there we go. We've cleared out this tiny land bridge. And with these guys, the Destroyer, get them some reinforcements. And we've got the Bane Blade right here. So you guys saw the Shadow Sword, and the Bane Blade is another new addition. This is the Bane Blade, guys. So both of these have been added with the new updates. And again, these updates were not created by the company. The updates that you guys are going to see in your new versions of Armageddon were created by a user that loved the game and, you know, showed his love for the game by really putting in some extra work. And you can see here, as he mentioned, and I'm just guessing that he's the one, that Duranzo is the one that created this. He might not be, but as you can see, look at this, guys. The Bane Blade has 4 weapons. I mean, amazing, amazing. If you just look at the front of that thing, it looks like something you'd never want to come across. It is you. Oh, well, thank you, Duranzo. Very well done, man. I was wondering why you had all the answers for the questions. So you did a great job, man. Did an awesome job. And again, it's people like Duranzo that really, you know, one of the many reasons why we love our community so much and why we try to answer every single one of your questions. Like whenever anybody talks on the chat, we try to get back to you. Whenever anybody leaves a comment, we try to get back to you. We really want to connect with the people that are watching our stream. So thank you so much, Duranzo. It is very cool. I like them both, but I gotta say my favorite is definitely the Bane Blade. Definitely the Bane Blade. It's just purty. Just purty. So, let's get some shots of what the hell is that? It's a Death Rolla Battle Fortress. And once again, the orcs not so creative with their creations. Just get a big hunk of metal, put some treads under it, put a bunch of machine guns and cannons everywhere, and, you know, just for good measure, let's put a steamroller in front. Yeah, that seems to work. Go to battle. That's pretty typical orc logic, and we can see it here. I'm loving it. Thank you, buddy. So he did this all for you guys, and once again, we are going to be having later today a serious discount on Armageddon and all of the DLCs. So you'll get a chance to pick this game up for yourself. Did I mention the game also has multiplayer? You play against some buddies, this sort of thing. One thing I want to do here, guys, I want to save, and I'm going to save this under the Liberation of Hive Tempestora. In case we come back, you know, in another stream to this game and we want to play some more, we can just jump there and have some fun. So obviously multiplayer is an option. Scenarios are an option. A lot of people were asking about the different people you can play in the campaign. So I'm going to go through that, but one thing I want to mention is if you're new to turn-based games or you're new to Armageddon and you're going to do the tutorial, I would highly recommend you do it. This is like, I'm the kind of guy, and you can ask Muso, he knows that I'm the kind of guy, I skip tutorials. I have no patience for tutorials. You know, I like to learn on my own and sort of figure things out, lose a bunch of battles until I start getting somewhat good. But this tutorial campaign is actually really fun. And the way it starts you out is you're basically like, you're just learning to be a commander for a unit of Imperial Guards. And you actually participate in war games. I'm not sure if you guys know what war games are, but that's when two countries or, you know, one military force pits itself against itself essentially with non-lethal rounds. And you're actually told initially, like, these are non-lethal rounds. You know, go and try and take this bridge, etc., etc. And then you slowly start to get pushed from the tutorial into Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, and you really start to build up this incredible story with the Imperial Guard, and you've got to start at that tutorial. I'm telling you, that tutorial is really quite good in this game. Each of the campaigns is extremely long. These campaigns you get no matter what. So these first 4, or these first 3, these you get just for the base game alone. But I would recommend getting all of the DLC. It's pretty inexpensive. It's going to be on sale later today. And for the DLC, we're going to just take a quick look here. So we've got Vulcan's Wrath. Lead the mighty salamanders through the second war for Armageddon against the Orc Wa in 10 absorbing missions. Protect civilians and refugees and make sure the orcs feel Vulcan's wrath. We've then got a Blood Angels campaign. Command the fierce Blood Angels through their second war for Armageddon campaign in 10 new missions. Enter the confines of the massive hive cities of Armageddon to fight the orcs in brutal close combat encounters. And that's really what the Blood Angels are known for, isn't it? It's that ability to be incredible at close combat. And the Ultramarines, well, the Ultramarines are the Ultramarines. Take charge of the glorious Ultramarines through the second war for Armageddon campaign in 11 new missions. Includes special new feature where eliminating certain enemies can change the flow of subsequent missions. So this is another reason why I recommend picking up the DLC if you can. In this particular DLC, depending on how you know which enemies you attack, how you approach the mission, how you finish the mission, you're gonna have a very different outcome, as it were. Then, of course, we've got 2 additional ones, and this is where I believe the Catachans, is that what you mentioned? These are just some, this particular campaign is my favorite, the Orc Hunter campaign. You start off as a group of Catachans in a base. It almost reminds me of the Vietnam War, but with orcs, because you start off in a base completely surrounded by orcs, and your job is to defend the base until you get evacuated from the orcs. That's just mission 1 of this campaign, so you can see why I love it so much. Thank you, First Phoenix Rising. Yes, absolutely. I think Orc Hunter, like I said, it's my favorite, without a doubt. Over here, we have Battle for Golgotha. That's what we were just playing in the first part of the campaign. And the whole goal of this campaign is to kill Graskul Thraka, the Beast of Armageddon. Not an easy one. I've never beaten it myself. Never even got close to beating this one. Orc Hunters I've beaten, but it took me a long time and a lot of nearly breaking my laptop, but I accomplished the task. So you guys definitely have to take a look at this, guys. It's absolutely worth it. I want to repeat once again, a huge thank you to Guns Doranzo for adding all of the stuff he did to the game. I'm not sure if Muso is watching. If he is, then drop the list of updates so the community can take a look. Drop the YouTube channels if you can, my friend. Guys, take a look at this game. The game is not on sale yet. I believe it's going to be going on sale a little later today. I don't know exactly when it's going to be going on sale, but I would just wait, you know, have patience. It will be going on sale a little later today. And it's definitely a game that I recommend. Just so much fun, so much to do here, and I absolutely think that it's worth picking up. So thank you again, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys had fun. I want to thank First Phoenix and Demon Wave for their excellent suggestion, their excellent advice. Really, really good stuff from both of you guys. Just thank you again, guys. Yes, he did. He absolutely did. Thank you, Muso. He absolutely did, and he was actually Guns was very, very nice at first. You know, I kind of guessed that he was the creator because he was giving me all this information about it, but he was actually quite stoic, and you know, he didn't say anything. Only when I said I think Guns is the creator did he say, "Yep, that's me." So this is a guy that really took time out of his schedule to create this for you guys, to create these additions, and I think it's completely worth picking up and taking a look at. So thank you again, guys. I'm gonna have to head out now, but I hope you all had a great time, and for those of you that are orc lovers, we do apologize for the absolute destruction of the orc race during this Let's Play. We really do want to apologize for that, but you gotta go sometime, am I right? Oh, hello, thank you for following us. All right, my friends, take care, have a great day.